Meanwhile, the situation at the India-China border refuses to improve. China goes 2 steps forward, 4 steps back in talks, Earlier today, foreign ministry officials from both sides interacted via video conference. Representing India was Naveen Srivastava, the Joint Secretary for East Asia. Leading the talks from the Chinese side was Wu Jiangao, Director General in the Chinese Foreign Affairs Ministry. Remember, the first diplomatic level talks happened on the 5th of June. Both sides had agreed to disengage. A similar consensus had been reached then as well. The disengagement was supposed to begin in the next 48 hours. Now, with the latest news of a Chinese build-up, it seems unlikely. The situation at the border has remained grim the entire day. Indian fighter jets have been roaring over the Himalayas. The P.L.A. is conducting large-scale military drills. As per reports, the military posturing will not stop till a clear-cut breakthrough is achieved. Some satellite images have also emerged. They are from the 22nd of June, the day India and China held military-level talks. These images show, quote-unquote, earth-moving equipment on a road near the patrol point where the clash took place. The agency which released these pictures has not identified which country the equipment belongs to. But if you go by the warmongering on the Chinese side, you'll know they belong to the People's Liberation Army. Back in Beijing, the Chinese regime is still blaming India for escalating tensions. It has once again claimed sovereignty over the Galwan Valley. It is holding India responsible for this conflict. For the 100th time, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said today that Indian troops had illegally crossed the line first.
The rights and wrongs of this incident are very clear. The responsibility for the incident is entirely not on the Chinese side. It is the Indian border troops that illegally crossed the line first. The reason for us to release such a statement is because the Foreign Ministry of India and the Indian media have released a large amount of fake news.
Now, amid China's rhetoric and lies, also came a confession today. Zhao Lijian accepted, perhaps unknowingly, that construction of roads and bridges on the Indian side of the border was the reason behind China's aggression. In simpler words, legal Indian activity rattled the Chinese. If anything, these contrasting statements only discredit everything that China has been saying.
Since April this year, the Indian side has been building roads and bridges at the border of the Galwan Valley, unilaterally changing the local status quo. Chinese border forces have to take necessary measures to strengthen on-site response and border control.
Back in India, the anti-China sentiment continues to grow. The Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, P.L.A, visited border areas earlier today. He put out some images on his Twitter handle. The caption mentioned the India-China border as the Indo-Tibet border. Well, he speaks for many in India. China has been in occupation of Tibet since 1951. The Tibetan government has been in exile in India. Now, with China's unprecedented aggression towards India, there's a growing sentiment among Indian citizens to call the border by its rightful name, the Indo-Tibetan border. From anti-China sentiments to anti-China decisions, reports have emerged that custom officials in Chennai have held Chinese shipments for extra checks. There's no official order from the government yet. This is an independent decision of local custom officers. They've stepped up scrutiny of shipments from China that arrive at the port. They've also asked importers to not allow goods coming from China to leave the port without being inspected. Goods from other countries continue to be subjected to random checks, but goods from China are undergoing mandatory screening, we are told. The Galwan clash has indeed been a turning point in the India-China relationship. If the anti-China sentiments in India are anything to go by, it may very well be a breaking point.